Hi everybody, today's workout is a workout that focuses on abdominal strength and endurance. We're going to be using Pilates exercises that you're familiar with, but we're going to be stringing them together in a different way so the workout is a little bit more fun. If you've got a tight back muscles can sometimes inhibit you from accessing the strength of your abdominals. So the first couple of exercises we're doing really work on stretching your back out. So we're going to start with a cat stretch. So come into all fours and you want to find neutral spine, which refers to a straight spine. So find a place where you perceive that your back is level like the top of the table, and I want you to feel the upwards energy of your torso here. So it's a sense of your lower belly, your ribs, your chest lifted up into your spine without losing length in your spine. And then focus on your thoracic breathing, so breathing into the back and into the sides of a rib cage. So thoracic breathing means rib cage breathing, and breathing into the ribs allows you to use your deep core muscles. On your out breath, I want you to lift up on your pelvic floor and draw your navel into your spine to engage your deep abdominals, and then focus on keeping your breath in your ribs above your belly button so that you can keep the deep abdominals engaged. If you breathe into your belly, it's impossible to keep that navel pulled into your spine, and drawing your navel in is the action that supports your spine. So on your next out breath, I want you to curl your tail under to round from that lower spine, using the in breath to release back to neutral. Focus on keeping your ribs, neck and head still and stable, so you're isolating this movement to the pelvis and the lower spine, and you're just trying to feel the work those lower abdominals have to do to curl the tail under and round for that lower back. So I'm using each backwards tilt as an opportunity to stretch through the lower back. Now once you feel the control of that, use your next backwards tilt to initiate your cat stretch. So ribs lift up, chin nods to the chest, look up at your belly button, and then come back to neutral. So send your tail back, one bone by one, straight to the spine, head comes up last. So initiate the movement from the pelvis, delay movement in the neck and head as long as you can, so you feel even distribution of movement through the spine. And as you come back to neutral, I want you to keep that upwards energy of your torso, so a sense of lifting up out of your arms and away from the floor. So we're going to do this one more time, really trying to feel the work the abdominals have to do to stretch through the back and open up through the backbones of the spine. So coming back to your neutral spine, and then you're going to come onto your bottom and swivel your legs out in front of you. We're going to do spine stretch forwards. So it's important we identify where neutral pelvis is. So in my classes I talk a lot about the pelvic triangle. So the pelvic triangle refers to the three bony landmarks at the front of your pelvis, so your two pelvic bones and your pubic bone. And if you do a dot to dot, you will have a triangle. So to find neutral pelvis, we want to make sure that triangle is square to the wall in front of you. So if you are tight through the hamstrings or your back muscles, you will need to sit on blocks or a cushion to achieve this position. So the spine stacks itself from the pelvis. Once we've got neutral pelvis, focus on lifting your upper back out of your lower back and lengthening up through the crown of the head. And then the spine is as close to neutral as your body allows. Hands on your legs, and imagine now that you're sliding your spine up a wall and you're drawing your abdominals back in the direction of that imaginary wall. Now on your next out breath, nod your chin towards your chest, the back of your head leads that wall, and then start to peel your spine away from that wall one bone by one. So as your spine stretches forwards of your pelvis, your hands will reach downwards towards your legs, and then slowly roll up so you feel that your lower back finds the wall, then the mid, and then upper back finds the wall, and head comes up last. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Now, as your spine moves forwards of your pelvis, I want you to draw your abdominals back into that imaginary wall. So there's a sensible position between your spine moving forwards, your abdominals pulling back. So we're really using the strength of your abdominals to stretch your back. So we should get a similar sensation to the cat stretch exercise. In this position, we'll also be getting a stretch into the hamstrings, the backs of the legs. That's it. So again, just check the shoulder position. We want to feel that this is spine stretch forwards, not shoulder stretch forward. So this wouldn't be ideal, and this would. So think of lifting the ribs and the lower belly up away from the legs, and then slowly coming back up. Okay, so once you're nice and tall again, I want you to scoot your hips towards your heels so you've got the length of mat behind you. We're going to do the roll back. So still thinking about a long spine, that imaginary wall, drawing the abdominals into that wall. Now I want you to move from the pelvis. You're going to curl that pelvis under and just feel how your pubic bone draws closer to your belly button, and then slowly roll back. And as you roll back, I want you to keep your eye gaze forwards as though you're looking at an imaginary horizon, and then to come up, chest bone rounds forwards until you perceive that your shoulders over your hips, and then lengthen the two ends of the spine. So on your roll back, initiate it from the pelvis, drive movement from your abdominals, so the action of tipping your triangle to your chest engages the abdominals. As you come up, initiate from your thorax, still driving from your abdominals. So as we really focus on that chest bone rounding forwards, that action engages the abdominals. So trying to go a little bit further each repetition, but we're still maintaining segmental control of the spine, that sense of moving vertebra by vertebra. Now we're not going to do many of each repetition today because this is going to be non-stop moving, using the abdominals all the time without a rest. So next time you roll down, we're going to hold this position. I'm going to call this the spine curl position. I'm in imprint, so my lower back is rounded into the mat. You can work in neutral if you can stabilise that position. I want you to bring that right leg to tabletop. Left hand crosses over your body to the outside of the knee, and then right hand sits on the inside of the shin. And you want to feel equal pull of those elbows to open the chest. And then left leg extends out without changing your spinal alignment. Now you're going to switch legs and switch that arm position. So by pulling out on those elbows, we're really pulling the leg that we're receiving in alignment to stretch through the back of the hip. The leg that we're reaching away, I want you to feel that you're lengthening and opening up through the front of the hip. Breathing in, breathing out. So just making sure you're not holding your breath and you're focusing on that thoracic breath here. Now I'm using that two-way pull on my leg to really draw my shoulder blades down the back of the ribcage and connect deeper into my core when I do this. Last one, and then from here you're going to bend that straight leg and take it down to the mat. Release that bent leg, that lifted leg down to the mat, and then do a roll up, which is quite hard to do when the abdominals are a little bit fatigued. So we're going to go into another set of roll backs. So rolling down to the base of the shoulder blades and then rolling up and going a little bit quicker. So next time when we roll back, and actually we've got two more of these. So in two more repetitions, we're going to go into the single leg stretch, and then we're going to add the double leg stretch on. So that's two of your series of 5. So we're going to hold that imprint. This time I'm going to bend that left leg up and then get my arm position and then extend the leg out and then switch arms. So single leg stretch, pulling on that leg, trying to equally pull. If that pressure on the leg is even, then that keeps the leg in alignment. If we're obviously pulling harder with one arm than the other, then that leg is going to go a little bit skew with. The intensity should be in the abdominals here. Last switch, keeping that head and chest lifted, pulling both knees in. See if you can reach for your ankles. Double leg stretch, you reach the arms and legs apart, circle the arms out as you bend the legs in. So I'm pressing my heels into one another, creating a connection in my inner thighs here. So your inner thighs are deemed as your powerhouse muscles. They feed up into the pelvic floor feeds up into your deep abdominals. So one more, only lowering the legs to your point of control where you can stabilise the spine. One leg goes down and then the other, and then you're going to do a roll up for me. Okay, so we're getting the theme now, so we're going to go into the roll. We're going to roll down and then roll up, and we're going to do this about 4 times in total. And then when we've done 4 reps of these, we're going to do single leg stretch, double leg stretch, and scissors. So we're really layering into that series of 5. We're adding on each time. Abs never gets to rest. So single leg stretch. Again, I'm just trying to keep those shoulder blades off the mat, and I'm trying to make the back of my waist the heaviest part of my body on the mat. So really anchoring through those abdominals. Double leg stretch. So reach and circle. So the whole point here is to create that stability through your centre, so you give the arms and legs a strong, stable base of support to reach away from, so we're creating length in the body. Last one here, and then from here reaching that right leg up, left leg out, and again shoulders are down. And I'm going to do a little pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse, switch. So really stretching the hamstrings here. So focus on anchoring the lower back into the floor here. As I pull my leg towards me, I'm trying to reach for my calves, so that forces me to have to work a little bit harder in those upper abdominals. And I'm also thinking of the sitting bone reaching more downwards towards the floor here. Okay, so I'm trying to stretch the two ends of the hamstrings oppositionally. Last one. Bending those legs in, taking the legs down, and then doing a roll up. So my abs are really starting to burn. So guys, we've done 3 of our series of 5. So guess what we're going to do after 4 more roll-ups? Yeah, you have got that right. We're going to do number 4 of our series of 5. So abs really having to work all the time. The only bit of recovery is when we come up to this position, and then really working as we roll up and down. So again, single leg stretch. So switch and switch, making sure there's never a time when you're holding your breath and trying to keep those shoulder blades off the mat, no shifting through the upper body. Double leg stretch. So keeping that connection into the heels, the more firmly you press those heels into one another, the deeper we get into those inner thighs, the glutes, and in the deep abdominals. And then we're going to go into that scissor, pulse, 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 trying to stabilise through the torso. And I'm trying to climb up towards the ankle here, keeping my last rib on the mat. So it helps to grab that leg. The leg can help assist that lift through that upper body. And then bottom leg comes up, hands behind you. I'm starting to shake. So lower your legs to your point of control and then back up. So your point of control is the place where you can keep that imprint of your lower back. So we do not want to let that waist lift off the mat. Keep squeezing into those legs here, navel pulling into the spine. Last one. And then bend those knees, take the legs down, reach out forwards and roll up. So I'm starting to sweat as well as feel the burn in my abdominals. Okay, we've got 3 more of these to do. This is almost like recovery now. So at the beginning of your workout, it was the effort. Okay. And after 4 of a series of 5, it's definitely not the effort anymore. It's definitely the recovery in between the efforts. Okay, so on that next one, we're going to do all 4 of those again, and we're going to do the final of the series of 5. So find that leg position, and then switch and switch, really hollowing that navel into the spine, the leg that's reaching out, point through those toes, and reach the leg long. And then we're going to do double leg stretch, so reach and circle, so opening up that chest, pressing those heels together, making sure there's no changes through the spine. And then we're going to do a scissors, so pulse, 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 really working on dynamic flexibility as well as abdominal strength here. So have you remembered the order of these? Okay, I've chosen scissors today. Generally this exercise is straight leg lower and lift, but I like the scissors for the stretch through the hamstrings. Okay, bottom leg lifts up, hands behind the head. Oh, this is the hard one. Don't teach this one in my mixed ability classes too much, because abs are usually really fatigued by now. So my legs are shaking because this is work for the legs, but the abs should be feeling this way more than the legs. Okay, and then you're going to bend the legs, twist and twist, so crisscross. So really trying to turn the head, from the waist and middle back, not from the neck. As you rotate to one side, make sure the opposite hip is really heavy on the mat. So we're not rolling from one side of the pelvis to the other. We really have to find that twist through the waist. Last one. Coming back to the centre, take the feet down, reach the arms forward, and then roll up. Okay, so we're still not done, I'm afraid. We're still working. So this is your recovery. So rolling down one bone by one. This is definitely an exercise that I recommend you to master, because if you're doing intermediate or advanced Pilates, 30% of the repertoire has this movement in it, your ability to roll up and roll down. Okay, so on this one, we're going to go back into single leg stretch. So we're going to do the full series of 5, not as many reps this time. We need to be able to endure that work through the abdominals. When they get fatigued, that's when technique diminishes, which is why Joseph Pilates kept his reps no more than 10 at the absolute maximum. And then we're going to do double leg stretch. That's it. So I like to breathe in and then breathe out. So the in breath makes it more advanced. So you can choose a breathing pattern that works for you. So do whatever works for you. I'm going to find that nice hamstring stretch. This for me is the lovely one, the one I look forward to doing. So I'm holding my leg, and it's almost a little opportunity to rest just a bit, or you could use it as an opportunity to work harder. So climb up higher in your abdominals by trying to reach further up your leg. Bottom leg comes up, hands behind you, try and keep the lift of the shoulder blades and that imprint. Starting to get tired now, so I'm not going as far with my legs, with the lowering of my legs now. So one more, navel pulling in, don't let those abdominals go, and then twist and twist and twist. Okay, so I'm trying to focus on keeping those elbows open and leg going out in a straight line. Nearly there, guys. We've got the ultimate one coming up. Does anybody know what the ultimate one in Pilates is? It's teaser. So it's a variation of it. So you're going to curl up, this time feet stay off the floor. See if you can balance at the top. Hold, and then bend those knees to slowly roll down one bone by one. Keep the head and chest lifted, and then lift up. Hold, pull that tummy in, legs straight, shoulders down. Bend those knees and slowly roll down. Okay, 2 more of these, guys. That will take us to the end of our little express workout with our abdominals. And I will give you a stretch through those abs at the end. So hold it, hold it, hold it. Tummy in, eye gaze up, and then release. So stretching through those abs. You're going to come onto your belly. I'm going to do swan, so arms are bent, shoulders are down away from the ears. Okay, so this should just feel a delicious stretch now. So pelvis nice and level, shoulders down, head hovering, and just reach your chest forwards to the front edge of the mat, upwards to where the wall meets the ceiling, and then just gently press downwards into your arms, only pushing up as far as your spine invites you to come up. So if it doesn't feel kind to your lower back, just reduce your range of motion, or you can always bring your hands a little bit more forwards of your head here. Okay, so just choose a range of motion that feels comfortable for your spine, and the whole purpose of this is to stretch through those abs after working them. We want strong abdominals, but we want to always make sure that we keep length in our muscles. Strong and long is the focus with Pilates. Last one. And then pushing your bum back and stretching out. Okay, now I hope you enjoyed that burn. I'm not sure if I enjoyed it, but I definitely felt it, and I hope that you're going to come back for more. Thank you.